What's up, YouTube? Greetings to the world. I hope you're doing well. Someone play my theme music. All right, welcome to Wolf King's Vids. You're watching it now with your host, Wolf King. Everybody give it up. Okay, we got a bit of a classic here. We're doing a true empiricism video. It's been a long while. I've actually swore to never make a true empiricism video again, because for one, I view him as kind of irrelevant, but he got back from the hospital, so he's been going through some stuff, like medically speaking. So he made a video just inquiring about his experience. I thought that was nice, and I'm just gonna check it out. I'm gonna analyze it, give my commentary. So let's just get into it.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? I just got back from the hospital, and for starters, I guess with my heart, it's I don't know if I want to say it's good news. He said my heart was a 40 over 100, 100 over 40, or something like that. And but my heartbeat seems to be irregular. That they weren't able getting why that was the case. The nurse actually seemed like he was confused. He didn't know really what to make of it. And it would actually make sense because I have been feeling some chest pains. But the I don't want to get into everything else that was talked about there. But
well, I mean, whatever your physical ailment or whatever issue you might be having, I hope you get through it. I hope you make a full recovery, back to whatever top physical condition you have, that you can muster. I still think you're intellectually disingenuous, but I don't want, hearing you, being sort of down physically speaking is, it can be a bit concerning. So yeah, I wish the best for everybody in this community.
there's some people that were coming in there, and you could hear some people in the background crying. So something went down over there at the hospital, and it makes you think. We talk about this stuff all the time here on YouTube about God and about beliefs and views that may impact our outlook in life. And to me, it really is important, because what is it that atheists get out of these discussions? A lot of times it's all fun and games with them. I think they can sit back and make fun of Christians a lot and people who have God beliefs, because it's easier to do that. It's easier to mock and point and.
Well, yeah. I think the mocking and the criticism can be a fun aspect of that. That's one reason. For me, it's genuinely like inside. I like learning about other people and their beliefs and why they hold to them, and whether or not they have some rational justification for what they hold to in their positions. And it's always nice to compare and contrast views between different individuals in the free marketplace of ideas. So there's that.
Make fun of people that believe things that you don't believe. That's easy. Anybody can do that. But when it seems like we wait for them to give an answer to things, or to rationalize things in such a way to where it would actually make sense or be beneficial in some way for society, or even for their own lives, it doesn't really seem like there's anything really consistent. It doesn't really seem like there's anything really, I don't know how to put it, like, that you can base your life on. And seems to me, a lot of people, they dedicate a lot of time, a lot of effort to trying to get, things that they want in life, or things that they, nice house, nice car, stuff like that. And a lot of people here online, when you listen to them speak after a while, they're not very happy. And this makes you think, if these people were to die, like right now, like something were to happen to take their life. We all have real short lives on this earth, anywhere from 10 years, maybe.
He gets into this real word that we're going to focus on mainly in about a few seconds. He makes a lot of personal assumptions that sort of like come back from his own mindset, and he projects a lot on the atheists. But let's just hear it real quick. That's a derpy screenshot. Anyway.
We're lucky if we're really healthy. 100 years or so, that's how long we get to live on this earth. And, if they were to die right now, would they be confident enough to say, well, I based my life on truth and logic and reasoning, and lived my life to the best of my ability, so I'm confident enough to say that God does not exist and there are no consequences for any of my actions in this world and then in the next? I don't think that they are. I don't think that they are.
What's the question?
There are no consequences for any of my actions in this world.
Oh, okay. So the issue is like how sure are you of atheism, like on your deathbed? I haven't been on my deathbed yet. For me, like on a scale of like 1 to 10, I'd have to say 9, I guess. Because I've looked at the whole like of science and rationality. I don't see any real evidence to support like a belief in a deity of some sort. There is that one aspect of 10 where I'm not saying that's on an absolute basis, but just given the evidence, I just don't think there's any evidence to really demonstrate like a god or like afterlives or angels or supernatural realms or anything like that, or a soul or any kind of supernatural mumbo jumbo you want to claim a belief in.
In the next, I don't think that they are. I just got back. Taking it up. Another one here too, actually. Thank you for that. I forgot those were on there. So it just makes you think, at any moment we can die. Any moment we can all just die. Our lives can be just done. And I think that's something that atheists should really think about. Just real talk. If you were to die right now, are you confident enough to say, like, all right, you all have a lot of fun and games playing and talking about Christians and theists, but I think we have a lot of really good arguments. Sorry, guys, my arm is freaking killing me. Put a whole bunch of things in my arm.
Yeah, honestly, I never. I'm just gonna keep it 100 with you on that style. I really hate having to hold the camera as I'm talking into it. Fuck all that. Honestly, I would just find a stand for you to have that on if we're gonna talk with that. But that's just advice from one YouTube user to another. But whatever. Especially with your whole medical condition. But that's neither here nor there.
So his arm is kind of feeling stiff right here. So yeah, a lot of these people that like to play these games, we're dumb, we're stupid, and blah blah blah, and it's fun, poking at Christians here on the internet, because they won't really respond to you the same way for the most part. So it's sort of easy. guys really that confident? Like, if you were to die right now, you were about to die, are you really that confident to say that the arguments that Christians present to you are so bad that there is nothing to worry about in the next world? That when you die, nothing's going to happen?
Let's see. I think absent of sufficient evidence to support like some immaterial mind, like a soul or anything like that, or some kind of afterlife realm. I know there's a lot of people who believe in the supernatural that bring personal experiences of ghosts or NDEs and stuff like that, but there's no real way to objectively ground this in some kind of in empirical basis to be able to test or derive any factual data on it. I mean, we understand the brain to be something like a biological computer, right? It can predict, it can analyze, it can generate abstractions and internalize experiences. But once those synapses and neurons, once they stop working, once those chemical reactions in your brain stop functioning. If you're a football player and you had too many concussions, or if you're in a car accident, or if you get a spike through your head or a bullet in your brain, like if it could either drastically change who you are as a person, if not completely like end you, So I mean, that's pretty much where I hang my hat on, for the most part. I know there are some things who could probably poke holes in physicalism, but I think absent of demonstrating whether or not a soul is actually there, I think you're pretty out of luck. I didn't feel anything or have any experiences or memories or anything like that prior to my birth. I don't think I'm gonna feel anything after it's gone, the century after. So, yeah.
I don't think that that's true. I think when we consider the moral argument, that we realize the illogical consequences of subjective morality, it doesn't really make sense in the real world. I think that if we consider the intelligent design argument, I know you guys hear me go on about that a lot.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know. I would assume he put more detail in the whole moral argument, but if it's a matter of just going down to pragmatics and everything, I mean, secular countries tend to do better than religious countries on almost every measure of well-being. So, I don't see how religion is really necessary for morality.
I think that it's a very powerful argument. There's really not been any rebuttal to it. Out of all the arguments I've heard, that's why I always bring the intelligent design argument up, because to me it's one of the most straightforward, easy to understand arguments that just scream in your face that we're definitely created. And it's not only the arguments that are presented, but the numerous
I mean, I agree. Intelligent design is a well-grounded, documented scientific theory. I mean, that's why instead of being peer-reviewed, it's being sort of sort of shoehorned into high school textbooks, because that's how scientific theories tend to go through when it comes to validation. Give me a fucking break.
Testimonies. They're going to get into some popular reasoning here, but the numerous millions and millions of stories out there of experiences that people have about the next world that tend to surround themselves with a lot of very interesting consequences. So, I don't know. I'm interested in hearing what people's feedback is on that, because
people do tend to claim to have personal experiences of the afterlife and spirits and everything. They tend to be more divergent than convergent. For example, I mean, Christians tend to see Jesus in heaven, in the few seconds after they're considered dead. Hindus see Krishna. Others just see blackness, just dark. Really, I mean, they don't converge on some objective way of understanding what this stuff is, if there's even anything. And more importantly, I mean, we were able to replicate it with drugs on an artificial basis. So it's not like, I mean, the feelings of euphoria, of peace, of tranquility, all that stuff, they can be replicated. So it's not like it's some deep mystical experiences that we can't understand. I mean, come on.
How do you know that there's no next world? It assumes a creator without the ability to demonstrate it. But that's what I'm trying to tell you. Like, we reason to the best of our ability. We look at the world around us, and we are able to infer that there is definitely a creator. It's not like, well, we just say that there's a creator without any reason to believe so. Look, that's a popular thing here on the internet, but I think everyone, at least in this community, we all know that that's not true. There is a lot of powerful arguments out there for creation. A lot of powerful arguments out there for creation. And it's, you know, you can't just sweep it under the rug like it's irrelevant. I think it's easy to do so. I mean, people live their lives like, you know, they're immortal. Like, there's never going to be any consequences for their actions. But I think there's a lot of good evidence and very good arguments out there that suggest that, you know what, you better at least look in this direction.
Okay, how do I he said a lot of stuff. I just let him like let his video go on for about a few seconds. How do I put this? Okay, just ignoring his shtick of ID, because that's what it's gonna go down to. Let's focus on the Pascal's wager issue of it right now. I think the people who live as if they're immortal, or at least talk about it, are the ones who believe that there's an afterlife and that they have a second chance, and that they know, like, they'll meet these people here, you know, X, Y, and Z, all that. I think it's easy to imagine a world, you know, that exists after you die, where you could be reunited with all your friends and family and stuff like that. I think it's easy to assume that there's going to be, you know, this place after you die where you'll have this reward and punishment system. I mean, that's simple, right? For me, as an atheist, as a naturalist, right, I accept this universe as enough. Okay, I accept this infinite universe with, you know, a long line of galaxies, stars, and planets, countless, and amazing. I'm in awe of it. You know, I'm that, to know that I'm a part of that system, and, you know, I think that's, you know, greater than some supposed heaven or hell or limbo or whatever the hell you call it. And I think to speculate on this and to make it seem like it's more important than the life you're living now, I feel like you're just cheapening your own life. And here's the thing. I don't have to make shit up to enjoy, like, the sweetness of life. I understand life isn't perfect, but, you know, it's the only one you got, so you should make it the best you can. I mean, and I know this is gonna hurt you, True. Like, this is gonna sting a little bit, but I don't have to lie and exaggerate my credentials and make myself look smart as some people online to make it seem like I have a more fulfilled life. If I want something, you know, dynamic to happen in my life, I go out there and I'm the change that makes it happen. I mean, if there's something in your life you don't like, you could go out there and put in the work and make it better. That's what I think. I think that's more important and more fulfilling, you know, going out there, finding some meaning for your life as a human. I think that's better than pretending that there's some objective meaning to life out there, because there really isn't. This world is so big, this universe is so vast, that honestly, like, the things that person could know and a person could realize about it, it's going to seem completely minuscule, like our wants, needs, and desires, right? The universe doesn't give a fuck, so it's up to us to be the ones to give that meaning, if we want purpose. So let's see, what else does he say?
We have examples of nature creating because nature is a system set in place that exhibits characteristics of things that only come from a creator, right? Nature only creates because nature is a system in place that allows it to create. But that system is directly connected with our own systems that we create, right? So, I mean, if you're only finding systems inside of nature that have only been known to come from an intelligent creator, you only have one direct line of reasoning that you can, derive an inference from. See, this is what I'm talking about, right? He says, what did he just say?
Yeah, so he just gave the Paley's watchmaker analogy. It's just like you find a watch on a beach. It has the intricate pieces together and stuff like that material, and you assume that it must be from a designer, right? Sort of that stuff. Therefore, we're in nature. Therefore, we must be designing all that stuff. Now, we understand we're watchmakers, we're turbines, we're cars, we're languages, and all this stuff. We understand that they come from intelligent thinking minds because we have experiences of them coming from intelligent thinking minds. I mean, that goes without saying. I mean, that's intuitive, right? We don't have the same kind of examples with species evolving or universe being spontaneously produced through like energy and matter forming. We don't have those same examples, so it's a false analogy. You don't have real sufficient evidence with this whole ID argument. You've been told that for years, and you still hang your hat on it. I don't get it.
Yes. Now it demonstrates the creator of that system. The system itself would indicate a creator, right? If you're finding codes, if you're finding motors, and yes, I'm going on about that again. If you're finding systems inside of nature that are only known to come from an intelligent creator, this is what your inference leads you to. You don't say, well, it looks like a duck, quacks like a duck, and walks like a duck, but it was actually a cow, or it was actually it was a squid or an octopus or something like that. I mean,
right, that's good. God did because God did. That's great. Stay scientific, Ronnie. You stay scientific. Yeah, but in short, this universe is enough. I don't have to make up bullshit about myself or about the supposed next life or about who my ancestors were or whatever to have a great, fulfilling life. Truth is stranger than fiction, and it's also pretty damn cooler than fiction. So you deal with your fiction of ID and the Bible and all that stuff, and I'll deal with the real world if you need me. Okay? Okay, buddy? All right, I'm bored as fuck. I think I've said all I can about Ryan's video. Okay, that's my analysis. All right, this has been Wolf King. Peace out. If you like this video, you know what to do. Stop at there to know, and hail Satan. Ciao. Later.